Malaysia will meet China in the plate finals, while Singapore will meet Thailand in the 7th and 8th places. The next match is the first cup semi-final between Sri Lanka and Hong Kong.
So just looking at some of your tweets. Nimanta Oshada says that Sri Lanka have got all the skills in the world but lack in size. Very talented indeed. Any prizes for the viewers? Well, there's your prize, Nimantha. We've mentioned you in Dispatches streaming live on YouTube. Yeah. I'm sure Nimantha and Shad Nalim will be watching this game with interest, as well as many others in Sri Lanka.
First cup semi-finals, Sri Lanka and Hong Kong.
So it's down to the last four in the cup competition. Hong Kong in their red, white and blue strip, taking on Sri Lanka in their white and emerald. I think the key for Sri Lanka here is to play their natural game. Obviously they don't have the power of the Hong Kong forwards, but some wonderful skills in their back line and some good ball runners in the pack as well. So they've really got to take it to the Hong Kong team. Of course, they met in the semi-final in Hong Kong as well. Hong Kong winning that game 21-0 2 or 3 weeks ago. Good work from Alex McQueen to secure possession. First up for Malaysia, although the Sri Lankans have held him up well here. Can't get to ground, so that will be a Sri Lankan scrum. Great work there from Sri Lanka, and really showing that they're up for this game first up. And Alex McQueen having a word to the referee, just saying it was from a kick-off. More from a kick and general play will be a scrum to the ball carriers. Oh, there's a little dart from Surya. In fact, it's Ratwate up to his tricks as well. Marija at second receiver, and here's Wangavulangi, who's really set the tournament alight with his running skills. But he's up against a man who's just got as much pace as him, that's for sure, in the form of Tom McQueen. So here's Lee Jones, who apparently is the new Nick Hewson. He's the grumpiest, the kiwiest, and still doesn't have a try according to his teammates, just like Nick Hewson. Sorry, Nick, if you're listening. Max Woodward, he's been a real go-forward man for this team so far in the tournament. Hood out to Lee Jones, who may be looking for that first try. In midfield at halfway, Varty at the base of the ruck, out to Alex McQueen. Here's Woodward again featuring. Didn't draw the man, but passes quickly to Coverdale. We've seen him quite a lot on the left flank there, ranging out wide. Drops the ball to ground, picks it up again. Once he got on his feet, good work from Coverdale. Hood. And which way will he go? Left or right? Has the ball in both hands, flicks it out the back. We've seen lovely passes today. And Tom McQueen, he's got the march on Wakavulangi. And that's going to be a great battle today, isn't it? The two flyers. Tom McQueen losing the ball. And a try denied by Wakavulangi. I should say Wangavulangi. Getting my cues all mixed up in the Fijian language. So yeah, two of the brightest out wide here, and let's just take a look at this play again. Lee Jones doing a great work, drawing a couple of defenders, but wasn't even really the hand of Wangavulangi, just maybe Tom McQueen trying to generate as much pace as possible, and the ball coming out with those flailing arms. So Sri Lanka decide to relieve the pressure by kicking long to halfway. Alex McQueen is back, waits for his support to come, 4 or 5 behind him now. Gives the ball to Vati, who assesses his options, and probably not the right one there, trying to squirt through the gap. So error there from Vati, and Sri Lanka doing well here just to frustrate the Hong Kong team. Now what they really need is some flair from this man, Surya Bandara, the little scrum half. So good at breaking the line, and it's not going to be the big men in the Sri Lankan pack that will be able to do that. They need somebody of his class to really break this game open. Let's see what he can do from the base of the scrum. Gets it to Ratwate and Wangavulangi. Here's Surya. Has a little dance, but Hong Kong defence are on to him, especially Woodward. He goes in strong and hard. This time it's Marija, who ducks inside Coverdale. Good work from Marija, looks for support, can't link with anybody at the moment. Stops at general play so the Hong Kong guys can all come in and be involved. Mututantri to Wangavulangi. Have they stretched Hong Kong enough? Wangavulangi decides to go on the inside this time. Takes the ball to ground, but good pressure in the ruck from Hong Kong. Wate comes round, and what's the referee going to rule here? No, assistant referees in with a flag. Wate was falling to ground. We got a knock around the head region. He's reaching for his sock. I don't know, I thought he was keeping his yellow card in his sock. He's given Tom McQueen a finger wagging there. Nothing more than that. So Sri Lanka get the penalty. Wangavulangi pops up in midfield, draws a couple of defenders, and this is Veraratna, who's popped the ball forward. Going to play the out. Veraratna scored a lovely try in the previous game, the quarter-final against Malaysia down the left flank. He's a big man, but boy, he's got some pace. Hong Kong throw in. And that's a little knock on there at line out time, I think, but Hong Kong have secured the ball. Vati, who gets the cover defence across, and maybe some space here in the midfield for Alex McQueen, who puts his foot down. Surya, though, does a really good job dragging him down. Tom McQueen with a wide pass. The Sri Lankan defence have done very well, though, to come back. So it's Vati on the outside. Almost got round Wangavulangi, but good enough to get back and smash him into touch, Vati. What a fantastic game we've got on our hands here. Probably 6 minutes gone, only a minute till half time, and it's still scoreless. A real game of chess between Hong Kong, who were second in last year's Asian Sevens Series, and Sri Lanka, who were third. And it's great to see them step up in semi-final time. Sri Lanka, they've given away, almost conceded a couple of semi-finals in the past, but obviously they're out to battle this game. Surya, and Ratwate puts his left boot to it. It's a bit of a kick and chase, no sweeper back, but it just bobbles into touch. And both teams really negating each other out here with some good defence. What I've enjoyed about Sri Lanka's performance so far is their organisation in defence. Hong Kong masters it, stretching left and right and probing where the deficiencies lie, but Sri Lanka have been very strong in that area so far as McQueen takes the ball down from line out time. Hood, such an important time just before half time here, and it's Lee Jones who takes the ball away and dragged down by Patirana. This time it's Woodward who steps inside Mututantri. He doesn't miss many tackles. Quick ball here for Hong Kong, and very bad there, lazy running. The ball fell into him, and Coverdale expressing his anger, throwing Mututantri to ground. A bit of frustration appearing now for Hong Kong. They really need to score here before half time. Good strong work in the tackle from Marija, and the space here for Tom McQueen. He scoots around the outside of the ruck. Finally dragged down just 12 metres out. It's a penalty advantage to Hong Kong. Jones in the space for Vati, and finally the Sri Lankan defence cracks. A great performance from Sri Lanka, but Hong Kong too good just before half time. Had the energy and the effervescence to get the first try of the game through the dual ponytailed Rowan Vati. So Vati with his 6th try of the tournament. And an extremely important touchdown. You just sense the frustration there, but silly play from Mututantri. Always difficult as a player to be in that position if you're running back from a ruck and all of a sudden the ball's there. It's very hard to get out of the way, but the thing you probably don't want to do is catch it. As Hood, who got 7 from 7 kicks in his last outing, has missed that one. Will that prove important in terms of the final analysis of this game as we see the try being scored? The penalty advantage was coming for some slowing down in the ruck, but wasn't needed. Lee Jones flipping the ball to Vati. So the score at half time is 5-0 to Hong Kong over Sri Lanka.
Hong Kong
Coming in for a spot of commentary now? For sure. We need some one-eyed Hong Kong television commentary a la Di Reese. Huh? No?
I've got the repertoire.
Oh, you just have to call it as you see it, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
You've played for the Pot Belly Priest Academy.
Yeah. Wish I was in.
Helen Thames.
I was there this weekend too.
Yeah, no, sounds like it was fun. Who's the other guy you've got here as the manager come runner? There's another guy. He's not a physio, is he the tall guy?
Oh, it's busy. Talk.
Oh, is it? What's his name?
Justin.
Oh, okay, Justin Faulkner. Oh, I didn't know he was a physio because our Dave's not here, is he? Is Dave giving up the sevens, is he?
Dave Garrett.
Yeah.
I usually talk for teams, but he's so only one Justin.
Oh, okay.
I've got Nathan, the conditioning manager.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Flip the switch.
Yeah. So the Hong Kong flag hanging proudly, 5 points ahead of their Sri Lankan opponents so far. But that was a brilliant 7 minutes of rugby from Sri Lanka. They really held their own, both at the contact area and out wide in defence. So Hong Kong, they know they're in for a game here, that's for sure. Hood will restart. He's played a lot of minutes in this tournament, Hood. Obviously very important cog in the Hong Kong machine. Well taken from Vidaratna. And Rajapaksa is on the field there at number 6. It's Surya though who's trying to evade the defence, but they've strangled him. And it's literally almost Alex McQueen strangling him. A little high, so penalty to Sri Lanka. Ratwate to Wangavulangi. It's good defence from Hong Kong. They're really equal to anything that's Sri Lanka have thrown at them so far, especially from this man, Surya Bandara. Obviously identified him as a danger man. Good work from Coverdale over the ball and effects a turnover. One way, left and right, and Hood evades the first tackle. Oh, Wangavulangi really going in. In fact, it's Veraratna going in very strong with swinging arms and strong defence there. But the Hong Kong team get the penalty. And Hong Kong just a very methodical here, kicking to the line out. The sun's come out again here at the Petaling Jaya Stadium, and you can really feel the heat. 32, 33 degrees, and players really starting to look a little tired. Hong Kong beating Singapore this morning 49-0. Sri Lanka seeing off Malaysia 28-7. So it's Varty to McQueen. Hong Kong not making a replacement yet, staying with their original starters, and another penalty here. You'd imagine if they get this try, it's McQueen who takes it behind the mark quickly. Hood out to Varty. In fact, it's Capon who's the first replacement we've seen on the field. Tom McQueen gets it out to his brother Alex, who just holds on to the ball. Didn't see enough numbers outside him there, I think. Now it's Hood again, who just looks for the opening. Sri Lanka get up on him eventually. Tom McQueen goes for the kick or chase. Well, I don't know about that. There was a tackle effected just as he kicked it. And the referee's given the benefit of the doubt. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. It looked as though the tackle was instantaneous, although the referee was right on the spot there, so he's decided that the tackle was a little late. And now Hong Kong gets some real breathing space with a penalty and a man down. Hood gives it to Varty. Numbers game here, and it's Woodward who grabs the ball from mid-air and decides he's going to score the try. So the air really sucked out of the Sri Lankan effort there from that call. Woodward's third try of the tournament, and Hong Kong into a 10-0 lead with the kick to come. And I think as well, you'd have to say the kick went dead. There was no chance that Tom McQueen was going to score there. All of a sudden, Jamie Hood's lost his kicking boots. See here, I think Varty was intending the wide pass for Coverdale, but Woodward decided he wasn't going to risk anything, plucking the ball out and grabbing himself a try. Gareth Baber there on the sideline, shouting instructions and guidance to his team. James Pickford on Twitter, get up Hong Kong. T-Mac out wide and Capes up front. Thanks for your tweet, James. Don't forget, hashtag it A7S for our Asian Sevens Series. Well, Tom McQueen, he scored a few tries in this tournament, but fluffed one earlier in the game with the try line in sight. Only 3 tries for the tournament, so I'm sure Nick Hewson will be poking a bit of fun if he doesn't get that try count up quickly. A free kick against Sri Lanka. Well, things have not gone Sri Lanka's way since the half-time break, that's for sure, but scrum going down, so referee deciding to award the free kick to Hong Kong. Kato Lee, who's just supplied some real spark off the bench so far in this tournament. And Hood omnipresent so far as well. Capon with the crash through the middle. Here's Ranjan picking up the loose ball. He's got some good pace and gets around the outside of Coverdale and leads Hood a merry chase, but Hood's done very well. That's a great defensive effort from Jamie Hood. Coverdale arrives in a couple of seconds later to try and make up for getting beaten on the outside, but it's Jamie Hood. That's good work from him. Such a smart rugby player, Hood. And good work from Ranjan as well, who showed his pace. Sri Lanka would love to get a turnover from this line-out throw from Jack Capon. Lobs it in, and Capon gets the ball back. Here's Hood. Must be tired. He's played some minutes in this tournament, Hood. Capon. Here's Tom McQueen. Oh, evades a couple of tackles here, McQueen, and Capon, who gets around the field nicely, doesn't he? He's always in support. Lee, with a pass he's not going to be proud of, but Woodward runs through on the right flank. Lee in support again, did a nice job running a good line. And it's a penalty against Hong Kong, so Sri Lanka come away with it. Oh, here's Will Vara. He is a speed merchant. He's taken Alex McQueen by surprise. And it's Will Vara who goes in for the try. So Sri Lanka in with a shot here. Would love this kick to go over, and then they're a score away. Nobody to take the kick. What's Sri Lanka doing? Well, Vara might have to take this himself as the seconds ebb from this game. Finally, it's Fadzil Marija who comes up to give it a goal, and he gets it too. So we've got a last couple of seconds hopefully on the clock for some real drama here for Sri Lanka to compete for this kickoff. And well, Alex McQueen taken by surprise there from Will Vara. We didn't see much of him yesterday. He's got a bit of a toe injury, but came on in the quarterfinal to show his pace. So just seconds left. A real cliffhanger here. Sri Lanka, they competed so well in the first half. It's Capon who takes the ball, no competition under the ball. Sri Lanka just look a little bit sucked of energy here. They've got to get up and make some tackles here. Tom McQueen, brave stuff from Vilvara, but he's laying on the ball on the ground here. Vilvara, there's no use laying there with your arms up in the air. Got to roll away. Fair enough there from the referee. So they're going to put this one out, and that could be the end of the game. Yes, indeed it is. Well, what a fantastic, fierce effort from the Sri Lankans, the Tuskers. But Hong Kong, in the end, had too much class and too much nous, some experience there from Hong Kong in the last few minutes of this game. Well, what a brilliant match. It's great to see these close clashes in sevens rugby. It was a real chess match for the first 7 minutes of this game. Scoreless, just up until the eve of half-time when Hong Kong got the first try. And Sri Lanka coming back in the last few minutes of this match to make it interesting. But ultimately, Hong Kong winning the semi-final, gaining their place in the final. 10 points to 7 over